Hello, craft beer friends, and welcome to Season 11, Episode 15 of Tap to Craft Podcast. I am Denny Luce, coming to you from Boise, Idaho, and my partner in craft, the dog whisperer, and my favorite Florida man from Tampa, Florida, Mr. Kris McKenzie. How are you doing tonight, Kris? And let us know what is in your glass.
It is a wonderful evening here in Tampa, and
Okay.
I
Getting
got
snow?
I got sunburned today.
Okay.
It was a balmy 84 degrees here. Um, so we got out of that frozen section of time in
Okay.
January. January sucked.
I, I
Um,
I saw pictures of snow in the northern
yeah,
panhandle.
yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But other than that, life is good. Drinking some good beer tonight. In my glass slash in my can tonight is I would believe it's pronounced Trosten. It's from Von Trapp Brewing out of
Yeah, Trosten, yeah.
they're in Vermont, I believe. Yep, still in
Vermont?
Vermont. This
Yeah.
is a smoked dark lager.
Ooh, yummy.
Um, and it was given to me by my buddy Miguel from No More Pours podcast, and he handed it to me, and I said, "Oh, it's a smoked beer." He was like, "No, no, 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 it's not overwhelming. It's
Yeah.
actually right on." Because man, in the past, I've had some smoked beers that is
Hmm.
it's like chewing on an ashtray. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but this one's pretty good. He did not steer me wrong again.
Excellent.
Wrong again. So, but what's in your glass this evening? How's your day going? What's going on? How's Denny?
I'm great. I am really good. Had a great day. I just feel energetic. I must have got some really good sleep for a Monday. I had a good weekend, and I'm drinking some good beer. And I think I saw that Mr. Batman Dan is on watching us live. Welcome, Dan. I'm drinking what you were drinking yesterday. Kirkland's. This is the Deschutes Breweries doing a Kirkland Signature Series Helles Lager, which is a really good beer for at my Costco. You can get it at Costco if you have a Costco membership. It was $13.99 for a 12 pack, and this is a gold medal winner in the 2023 Great American Beer Fest
Wow.
for the style, for Munich style Helles. So it's a Helles Lager. And you know what? It's a really good beer for that price. I'm going to go pick up more because I've almost drank this 12 pack in just a couple of days because you have one and you just want to have another one. It's one of those beers that you enjoy drinking. It has some great flavor, some grainy malt character. It's actually, believe it or not as heavy as some Helles can be. It's still refreshing, crisp, and very tasty. And I think Dan enjoyed it as well. So cheers to everyone who can get this. Go out and get it. Deschutes Brewery is providing some great Costco beer.
Had
And
to,
that's
had to pull
out
this
now.
out, make sure it wasn't too cold.
Too cold?
I don't want it
I
to
know.
be too cold.
Not too cold. Okay, yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a minute. Well, before we get to that, let me let anyone new listening to Tap the Craft podcast know what we're all about. We are an educational podcast focused around celebrating all things craft beer because we want to assist you, our listener, in your craft beer journeys and adventures. And you're listening to episode 275, recording on Monday, February 3rd, 2025. And we are live on Facebook. If you'd like to join us during a recording session sometime, you can do that on the Monday prior to release at 8:30 Eastern Time. And in this episode, we are going to learn about our favorite breweries, beginning with the letters X, Y, or Z. And yes, that brings us to the end of our favorite breweries in the alphabet series
Now
tonight.
I know my ABCs.
Yes, yes. And I had a friend that mentioned, well, maybe we should do our favorite beers from each state.
Yep, that'll have to be our next one because that's what
I
I'm
know.
doing on our TikTok right now.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh,
We're
nice.
going through. We've got. I'm going in alphabetical order. So we went.
Okay.
Hey, what's your favorite? Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas. We're going through all of those, and then sadly to say, there's not a lot of responses on the Alabama, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dan.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not a lot of responses. But man, when I got to California, we got a whole list of them. So
Nice.
Yeah, so I
Nice.
think I'm hitting Colorado, I believe should be next. So that wouldn't be surprising if I got a lot of responses on that one.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have any Alabama because I've Alabama beer just recently, kind of got into the to getting higher ABV, and
Hmm.
I think Dan
Hmm.
could probably give us a whole story on the growth of craft beer and stuff in Alabama. So I haven't had I don't think I've had any Alabama beer or Arkansas beer. Arkansas is another one of those states that I think is really restrictive
Yeah, well,
with their liquor
there
laws.
there was a couple of people who said, "Hey, I work for a brewery in one of those states," and they said, "If you ever make it into town, send me a message. I'll show you all the good ones." So I was like, "All right, cool."
Well, maybe we should hit up some Alabama and Arkansas breweries to send us some beer, and then we'll say you might be our favorite beers from that area.
Matt Griffo said he's drinking Big Bam Boom oatmeal stout from Duck Rabbit. That's a
Oh, Duck
North
Rabbit,
North
nice,
Carolina brewery.
nice.
All right,
You know what? We got sidetracked by talking about.
we did.
I don't know. We got squirreled, but
What did we
we're also
talk?
going to do a
That
tasting
one, yeah.
session. We're return of the tasting session for the Cigar City El Catador Club beer. This one is called the Watery Depths, featuring lime gin barrel aged saison ale. And this is a little bit different from the other three that we've done, which were stouts, barley wines, and what was the other one
Strong
we?
ale. Was it a strong ale? Did we
I
do
don't
a
remember
strong ale?
now.
I don't
Return of the
know. This
Snack,
one, I'll admit, yeah, we had Return of the Snack. We had barley wine because it was spelled backwards.
spelled backwards. Yeah.
And then what was the other one? It
Uh,
had something that was aged in Pinot Noir barrels or something.
yeah. Yeah, it
But
was brooding, the brooding wings, our
Brooding
brooding
Wings.
wings.
Was that
Yeah.
just a
Oh,
porter
it's
or
a
something?
Baltic Porter.
There
Baltic
we go.
Porter, yeah.
I'm a little, I don't want to say I'm nervous about this one.
Oh, I'm excited for it.
I know you are, but you enjoy a Saison. I'm not always the biggest fan of them, but you know, I I have to practice what I preach and say, listen, if you
That's
don't like
right.
the style, you got to just try another one. So who
You
knows?
know, Wayne hasn't let us down yet with the
That's
three we've
true.
tried. So I don't expect this one to be any different. You're going to be blown away, or we won't. That's going to be either blown away or we're not blown away. That's the two choices. But I'm going to say blown away.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. And of course, as you can tell, you're going to have some great conversation between Kris and I along the way as well. And Kris and I would like to thank all of our Patreon supporters because this episode is brought to you in part by our satisfied Patreon supporters like Mike Allen, Bill Schlemmer, Amanda and Kevin Argauer, Mike Blanchard, Tara Carlson, Jim Kutzel, and Alex Fuchs and Eric Scotty Ward. They're all our virtual producers. And Tom Byrne, Jeff Seiler, Johan Halberg, Chad Lamassa, Mark Church, Eric Gronley, and Batman Dan, who want to buy us a virtual beer. If you enjoy the content we provide, we invite you to support the show by toasting your host or buying us a virtual beer or even becoming a virtual producer. You can explore the options on our support page by visiting patreon.com/tapthecraft. Kris,
Wow, you got it.
we have some feedback.
We do. Yes, we do.
Yeah, yeah. So we've got a few feedbacks, and one of them is super long. Uh,
You,
and it was a real nice surprise that Mr. Eric Gronley sent us that.
yeah.
So
Well, I mean, I tell you what, I'll take the long one
okay,
since I'm going to say this as nice as possible. You just tend to talk a lot more than I do, so I'll take.
that sounds good. That sounds good. So I'll take the first two.
There you go.
First, I'll take the Eric Scotty Ward. He left us an email. Said great talk with Jeremy and TJ. Another great story. Season 11 and still having great content. Thank you, Eric. We really appreciate your feedback. And I've been talking about Batman Dan. He sent us an email. He says, "Hey, Denny, in the Tractor Brewing episode, you were talking about Schwartz beer. It sounded like sports beer to me."
Mm.
Schwartz beer, sports beer. It sounds the same to me too. Either way, it's a style that sounds like something I would like. Would you happen to have any recommendations on what beer to try first? Thank you for another good show. And thanks to Kris for the Crooked Crab recommendation. The wife and I had a nice night with an old high school friend.
Oh, who did you happen to run into, Dan?
Yeah, yeah. Let us
I'd like
know
to
who you ran
know.
into, so Chris can find out. So I did write back. And basically I'm going to summarize kind of what my feedback to Dan was. I said I wrote back to Dan, let him know it is best to visit a good bottle shop and see what they have available in his area. I also mentioned listen to episode 118 where we go over the style guidelines for Schwarzbier. It turns out he found a local brewery with a Schwarzbier on tap, Back 40 Beer Company, Werewolf of Moorbach. So, and I
Great
think
name.
yeah. So I think I remember looking at his Untapped check-in for that, and he mentioned at first when it was cold, he wasn't so impressed, but as it warmed up, flavors kind of gave away, and he enjoyed it a bit more. I think it was like right above an above average rating. It's it's a style that try a bunch of them, and you're going to find ones that you definitely gravitate towards more with the styles you like or the flavor profiles you like. But I love the style, and I think everyone that likes it just loves it. And you've heard a few brewers that we've had interviewed in the last few
Mm.
months talk about how they also enjoy black lagers or Schwartz beers, but it's hard for them to brew it, especially like Mother Earth Brewing, because brewing a big batch of that beer and having only a handful of us, like a small portion that really love it, and everyone else being scared of it because it's a black lager, a dark beer, and
Denny,
people are scared of dark
you
beers.
can't, you can't say that they have to be afraid of black beers. That's gonna get us in trouble.
No,
Oh.
they are, right. What do you hear most of when you say, "Oh, have you tried a stout?" "Oh no, that's too dark
Oh
for
yeah,
me."
okay, that's fair enough. I
That's
got
what I
you.
mean. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Is
I
that
mean,
that's the
the
famous words. Is I don't like dark beer because it's
the
too
opinions
strong.
provided on Tap the Craft are not no, no, I'm just
And
No, I
then
agree with you. I agree. We hear that a lot. It's if it's not the yellow fizzy stuff, it is definitely the people are hesitant because it's the darker beers. It
yeah,
definitely scares them.
yeah, but Dan did write back saying, "Awesome, thanks, Denny. I'll definitely go back and listen to that episode. I've been working my way through a lot of older shows. I get most of those breweries you mentioned here, which is great that you get them in Alabama. I have seen black lagers and didn't realize it went by a different name. Learn something every day. Of course you do. And every show you'll learn something. So that's fantastic. And thank you for your feedback and conversation on
Yeah,
email.
most definitely. He wrote back. The guy he hung out with was Dominic Gorelli, and another guy we went to high school with. So that's really cool
Okay.
that
He's connecting with people.
yeah, especially they were in town for Christmas,
Oh,
and it was him and his wife Jessie, and yeah, you guys are just having like a mini high school reunion. I love it.
nice.
Okay.
Nice. Okay. So I'll let you read Eric's but message and
Okay.
his little article. But let me just do the preface too, because
Okay, please do.
it's something that if you didn't see it on Facebook, I did post a very just very I don't know a repost of something that was written by Clairvoyant Brewing that kind of not frustrated me, but it just made me sad because Clairvoyant Brewing is one of the was probably my favorite Boise brewing for many years, and I just love what they were doing, and they just make some great beer, and it's I enjoyed so much. It's one of the places I had to have Kris visit when he was here, and they make some good beer. But they on Facebook they left a post saying that they were sad to let everyone know that on March 31st the brewery will be closing down due to just financial burdens. I guess
Yeah.
they said they hadn't taken a single penny for themselves. All the money that was made had gone back into the brewery. But things just, unless a miracle happens, they're going to be shutting the doors on March 31st. So there's still time to go and drink. I think they want to get through all the beer they had produced,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and maybe give some time for maybe a silent partner to come in or something to happen where they go. But it looks like it'll probably be closed down. So I posted that and was a little sad, and Eric posted to it. You know what? We've had some closures as well. I'm going to write an email, and I'm writing this little article about it. So that's what what he wrote here. So go ahead and
Yeah.
you can read his
So
email.
you said that Eric had seen your post about the Clairvoyant Brewery shutting down, or Clairvoyant Brewing shutting down on March 31st, and he sent us this email. He said, "Hi guys, below is an article I was driven to write after noticing some recent brewery closures. I hope it gives fans of a closing brewery near them the courage to stop in one last time and say some heartfelt thanks to the team that was present along the way. Ode to a closed brewery. There's a certain kind of heartbreak in watching a favorite craft brewery close its doors. It's not just the loss of a local establishment. It's the disappearance of a gathering place, someone's small business dream, and the unique personality each brewery brings to its community. Craft beer may be a hobby or interest for many of us, but it's the livelihood for many as well. As someone that is really interested in the history of beer and the business of beer, I felt driven to write some thoughts on the closing subject after an encounter I had last Friday. For my job, I get to be on the road around the Twin Cities at various times during the month. A brewery about 45 minutes from my house that I ended up stopping in when I passed by was Chanhassen Brewing Company. It's a half mile from where Prince's lived.
Prince,
Prince, okay. From
Pr-
where Prince lived,
other known, formerly known
or
as Prince.
the artist formerly known as Prince used to live. Fun point of interest. I recently read that they would be closing their doors in February. It made me reflect on my pit stops over the years. Every time I dropped by, the staff and owners were very gracious with conversation, highlighting a new style or beer and creative recipes. This wasn't just an IPA brewery. Some of the variety of styles that I enjoyed, to name a few: Rausch beer, Weizenbach, red IPA, pecan pie brown ale, rye beer with Earl Grey tea,
Mm.
and the final bottle I picked up is a rye wine. It's in my fridge, and I will look to drink to celebrate something special or as an ode to their impact on my craft beer journey. My rating average was 4.05 for their 15 beers I had. Very good. One of the statements the owner shared with me was that even though was a tough choice to make, he didn't feel like he failed over the past 6 years. He was proud of the journey and wanted to make sure he closed, quote, the right way.
Mm.
I found that to be very admirable and shared my appreciation for the beers they had made, wishing them luck for the next chapter. Across the country, we hear more and more breweries are shutting down, victims of rising costs, shifting consumer habits, and the lingering economic aftershocks of the pandemic. Breweries are more than just places that serve beer. They foster creativity. Brewers push boundaries with IPAs and complex stouts and wild fermented sours. They are community gems where friendships form over flights and trivia nights and live music, bringing people together. Big beer brands just can't compete with breweries that embrace the importance of those relationships with their communities. But despite the industry's explosive growth over the past decade, gaps have started to form. The cost of ingredients, equipment, rent, and labor have skyrocketed, which squeezes margins to the tipping point. The craft beer boom has also led to intense competition, and many smaller breweries find it hard to stand out in an increasingly crowded market. At the same time, drinking habits are shifting. Consumers may be drinking less alcohol overall and turning to alternatives like hard seltzers, canned cocktails, or even non alcoholic craft options. Every closed brewery leaves behind an empty space, not just a vacant tap room, but a hole in the fabric of its neighborhood. We mourn their loss, remembering the conversations had over a pint, the local collaborations that made their way into small batch releases, and the sense of a place that can't be repeated. So let's raise a glass to the ones we've lost, to the experimental saisons and crisp lagers that once flowed from their taps. And let's remember that behind every closure is a passionate brewer and entrepreneur who took a risk, poured their heart into their craft, and gave us something to savor while it lasted. Here's to the closed breweries. They may be gone, but their impact lingers in every future pint we drink.
Cheers to that, man. Well said, Eric. I think everyone who's listening to the show right now probably can feel everything that you mentioned with a brewery that they're familiar with that is closed and had a good time. And I still almost every interview we have when it goes back to our craft beer origins, Thomas Kemper Brewing was mine that I just has a spot that will always live
Yeah.
in my heart, even though it's been closed for 30 years now, or almost 30 years. It still just has a huge memory that was my starting point, and I'll never forget it. And everyone has those breweries, so I really appreciate Eric including us in this. I hope he's submitting this to his paper or a newsletter or something to get it out to more people, because I think it was well written and has a lot of good points. So I'll raise my glass to ode to
Ode to
to
closed
to
breweries.
closed breweries.
Because I know you, well, obviously, your clairvoyant closing is the reason that sparked this whole conversation. And
Hmm.
man, I'd be willing to bet that everyone listening to us is seeing that happen around them too. I know I
Hmm.
am. Breweries that are just, hey guys, we've got to close the doors, and it's I don't think it could have been said any better than
Hmm.
how Eric said it, because it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Um, whether it's breweries, whether it's local businesses, hell, even with
Hmm.
us, I mean, it's a struggle every day.
Hmm.
And it's really hard to put your finger on and go, that was the reason.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
a
It's a
lot of
lot
little
of.
reasons that are stacking on these local
Yeah.
businesses, guys. So do do your community a favor if you can. Go out to your local brew pubs, go out and support your local businesses. I'm going to stand on a soapbox a little bit. Go out and support your local businesses because they are the reasons that your communities run.
Hmm.
We could get on a whole big conversation about supporting local, domestic, whatever businesses, but no, go out there and find those guys. If you don't or you can't get out to those local businesses, but you visited them before, go leave them a 5-star review on
Mm.
Google. Go
Yeah.
share their posts on social media. Those little things can make a huge difference.
Yeah.
Every brewery that we've had on that we've talked to, Tractor, Griffin and Sphinx, all those guys, after we got done in the interview, I went and left them a 5-star review on Google because that pushes them up the list to get more
Hmm.
people in their door. Go leave them 5-star reviews. It's easy. You just click on their business, click 5 stars, and hit submit. You don't even have to type anything. It's real easy.
No words needed.
No words needed.
Yeah.
You don't have, and if you really want to write something, throw it in Chat GPT and ask them to write it for you. But yeah,
Nice.
real simple
Nice.
stuff. It gets people's businesses up that list in the search,
Hmm.
when people are searching for breweries or local businesses, and it's real easy. Share their stuff on social media, leave them a review, a five
Hmm.
star review, not a 4, not a 3, leave them 5.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. All right. Well, we had some great. I mean, we have. I mean, we always enjoy our feedback, and we had three great free feedbacks this episode. If you want to be like Eric, Dan, and Eric, Dan, and Eric,
Mm-hmm.
and leave us your comments or an ode to something you want to leave an ode to, you can write us on our email address at taptocraft@gmail.com. If you don't feel like writing, it's okay. You can talk to us on our voicemail line, 208-536-3359. Too many numbers, 208-53 oddly. Just say hi. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know what you're drinking, any breweries that are opened or closing that made an impact. Let us know. We'd love to play them on the show for our listeners. And we do have a website, taptocraft.com, so you can go visit there. But now it is time to, yeah, you want to do how are you doing your other beer? Are you
My
are you
beer's
finished?
empty.
You want to go ahead and do the beer tasting now then, or do
Yeah.
you want to do the?
Let's do, you know what? You know what? We haven't done Untap the Craft in a long
Yeah, you want to
time.
do that now?
Yeah, I'm ready to do that.
Okay,
Um,
I'll just get a little bit more thirsty for that saison.
Yeah, okay.
So, all right. So
Hey,
let's continue the conversation because now it's time to untap the craft and see what our listeners are drinking according to Untapped.
so if you guys want us to read your check-ins, make sure you follow me on Untapped at K9 Hops, the letter K, the number nine, and then Hops on Untapped. And we'll read your check-ins, usually if we're not like skipping segments and stuff because of different interviews. But approximately 24 hours prior to us recording at 8:30 Eastern time. So we are going to start with our very first check-in with Mr. Alex Fuchs.
Oh, Alex.
And I
Well, he
feel
has a
like,
lot, so you might want
yeah,
to.
well, he's only got two on here
Okay.
so far, but this was from 12 hours ago. He's drinking a Dead Guy IPA by Rogue Ales,
I've had that. Yeah.
and he gave it a four cap rating. Picture of the beer in his B cup, pushing the baby in the stroller, and it
Oh.
says simply, "Works great on a walk." Listen, beer makes any walk better, Alex. So cheers to you on that one. He's also drinking an almond by chocolate, by coffee, by vanilla imperial stout by Arpus Brewing Company.
Hmm.
Five cap rating. No notes to go along with it, but a five cap rating and a
Okay.
very tasty looking photo.
Okay.
Next on our list, Leo is drinking a lager by Steelhead. No notes, but a three and three quarter cap rating to go along with it. Very effervescent looking beer in his mason jar glass.
Hmm.
Very, very light straw colored beer. Very, very bubbly. But three and three quarter caps. And then followed by a Guardian by Strange Fellows Brewing. And gave that one a four and a half cap rating. Strange Fellows Brewing out of Vancouver, British Columbia in the country of Kenyatta.
Soon to
Uh,
be part of the U.S. Is that?
yeah. Listen, I already talked about soapboxes and domestic products and things, and
Uh,
yeah. But
yeah.
anyway, next on the list, Art Warcheck drinking a Dream Lab by Equilibrium Brewery, checking in at the Giant Eagle, Portage Crossing Market District, and he said this is a collab with Other Half Brewing.
Okay.
On tap at the Market District. Four and a quarter caps for that one. Chad Lamassa.
Oh, Chad.
It was and Dan, Chad is the one who pushed me onto Crooked Crab too. So um him and then actually another a friend I have here in Florida. Chad is drinking a Santa's Cookies 2024 by Coyote Hole Craft Beverages. That's just a fun
Coyote hole.
Coyote Hole. Yeah. It almost sounds a little dirty.
It does
But
sound a little dirty.
he said, I don't even remember buying this. Nice flavors, but kind of like flat ginger ale. Not bad though. It's a ginger cookie cider.
Oh, it's a cider. Okay.
Coyote Hole Beverages in Mineral, Virginia. So
Hmm.
must have been on a random trip on the weekend. Three and three quarter caps. It's like flat ginger ale. Not bad though. Let's see. Next on the list, I think we're going back to Canada. Going up
Oh.
to
Oh, okay.
Quebec. Depends on who you ask. Some good fishing up in Quebec. Lewis in QC is drinking a Delta IPA. Give me a second. Delta IPA by Brussels Beer Project. Three and a half caps. No notes to go along with it, but Lewis usually checks into a few other things, and he also checked into something in French, la vie, l'amour. So I would guess la vie, l'amour, la mort. So uh, the life, the love, the death.
Oh, okay.
Listen to me sounding all smart.
Yeah, that
Um,
was pretty good.
four and three quarter caps for this one. No notes to go along with it, but it looks like a super hazy IPA from
Hmm.
just a quick peek at the photo. Chad, something tells me you bought this one for the can art. The King of Clouds Hazy IPA by Three Notched Brewing. Number two of the four pack, I don't remember buying, he
Oh.
says. Buddy, what did we talked about this?
Wow. You might
Don't
have a
drink and
problem.
shop.
Yeah.
This is what happens. Cool can art, decent mix of Nectaron and Citra hops, 3 3/4 caps on that check-in. Scrolling on up the list here. Lewis and QC's been hitting the super hazy New
Okay.
England IPAs. The next one, Melted by Freak Folk Beer, 4.5 caps for that one. It looks like he's just drinking orange juice in his glass there.
Yeah.
Um,
Old school. Old
Old,
school.
yeah. It sounds weird saying that hazy IPAs and New England IPAs are old school. Art Warcheck again drinking a Vanilla Underverse 2025 by Masthead Brewing Company. 4.5 caps. Notes were, oh yeah, on tap at Market District. Simple. I like it. Gets the point across. Chad Lamassa again drinking a
Wow.
Freedom to Be Fresh IPA by Three Notched Brewing. Number 3 of the 4 pack. I don't remember buying. Um,
He's going to town on a
Listen,
Sunday night, huh?
this was 43 minutes ago. So,
Oh, okay, okay. I thought it was all in last night. I'm like, wow, he's
well,
really pounding these things.
the boy's thirsty, right? He had a rough Monday, or he had a great Monday, and he's just celebrating with some random beers that he found in the back of his fridge. Tropical and citrus hop flavors, and 4 cap rating to go along with the Freedom to Be Fresh IPA. And then, oh, look, you guys are on it. You saw we were on. Eric Gronley checking into a Parabola from
Ooh.
2024. Love that one
Last year's Parabola.
from Firestone Walker. He says,
Hmm.
beer before glory. Black
Hmm.
cherry, dark chocolate, coffee, great beer. Bourbon barrel is blended really, really well. 5 cap
Yeah,
rating.
I would say that'd be a five. I think I've only given Parabolas five cap ratings. They're always
Yeah,
good.
I would probably say the same thing.
Yeah.
Matt Griffo drinking a check yourself, but CZECK, CH.
Oh, yeah,
Check
yeah, yeah.
yourself.
Yeah,
Um,
Pilsner.
by the Linwood Grill and Brewing Concern. He said, damn, it's been a minute since I've had a check this good.
Mm.
4.5 caps for that check in.
Head over to Eric or Eric Scotty Ward. He's got his homebrew check on tap, so
Oh, yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
he gets us good.
Yeah.
Or
And then
maybe
we're
that's
gonna
it.
and then we're gonna close it out with Lewis and QC again
Oh,
drinking a triple Weka by Fiden's Brewing Company. He actually put notes with this one. Yes, fire. 4 3/4
fire.
caps. Fiden's Brewery. Fiden's Brewing out of Albany, New York. I've checked
Okay.
into 2 of their beers.
Oh,
Pretty good stuff. Pretty good
okay.
stuff.
Nice.
And that is what everybody's drinking, Denny.
Well, there we go. We finally did it after like this first one of the year that we were able to
You're
do
right.
the
It
what we're
is.
drinking because we've had so many guests come on. It
Yeah.
has been nice to be able to have the guest interviews, really great interviews. We need to line up a few more, but yeah, that's great to hear what everyone's drinking and some good stuff I haven't heard about, stuff I have heard about that I enjoy as well. But I'm thirsty. I
Me
went through that whole
too.
segment with no beer, and now I need a beer.
You
So
you sat there politely.
I did. We are going to be drinking the Cigar City El Catador Club Watery Depth. Look
Love
at
my
that.
there
Yeah,
we go.
it's a green label, so Kris
So,
is see through.
yep.
This is featuring lime gin barrel aged saison ale. And let's go ahead and open this thing up and start pouring because it's been sitting out of my cooler as well to make sure it's not too cold. Of course, I'm not going to open it over my pants because usually I open them and they fizz out. So,
So Denny, that's probably the second best thing I've heard today. Earlier today, I had somebody over our walkie-talkie at work go, "Hey, can you get somebody else to help? I'm behind a refrigerator right now."
oh wow, what are you doing behind that refrigerator? Cooling off?
Uh, just trying to get a step stool, but needed help with a dog, and you go, "Yeah, can you come help me? I'm behind a refrigerator right now. You're gonna have to get somebody else." That, and I'm not gonna open this over my pants.
Ooh, yeah. So look at this hazy thing. Look at this little hazy thing.
All
It's
right. And
it's a good
our
hazy.
video just got some love from the folks over at Marker 48. Thanks for
Oh,
the love, guys.
yes, Tina Mo cheer or who
Yes,
gave us the
Tina and
love? Was it
Mo.
Tina
I
Mo?
don't know.
Okay.
It was from Marker 48.
Marker
Marker
48, the
48 loved
best.
the video. So
We
that's everybody.
yeah, we love them too. We love them too. I got my Marker 48 koozie right there. Some cans, artwork. It's all over the place. Okay, so this is a saison. And saison is an open style. You know, it has to have some characteristics of Belgian, you know, farmhouse ale, but it can be whatever people put in there. If they want to put in herbs and spices, they can do that. You know, they want to make it super grainy, they can do that. They can amp up the. They can use wild yeast, or they can amp up the Belgian yeast. Whatever they want to do, it can all be different. This one's been aged in lime gin barrels. Let's see what it says. 9.7% ABV is what I'm gathering from the interwebs. 14 IBUs. Okay.
You know, one thing I'm really glad to see on here, it doesn't say featuring lime gin barrel aged saison style ale. It
No,
says
that's just
saison ale.
saison.
And the limes, I'm really enjoying the smell of this.
Yeah, it's got barrel aromas, and it's
Like
almost like
like a
it smells
lot.
like I can smell an
Like,
old ale.
almost that, or like it's a combination of old ale and Moscow Mule, minus the mint.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah, you're right. It does kind of remind you of a Moscow Mule. I didn't.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, that was nice. So let me read what it says on the side of the bottle here. It says, "Enjoy this." Oh,
Mm.
it's an imperial
Oh,
saison
great.
aged in lime gin barrels while visiting a paradise, which is what Kris is in right now, from which no one has ever returned. Oh no, that's not where Kris is at right now.
I'm trying.
He's in a
That's
paradise where everyone returns. It's where notes of botanicals and waves transport creatures from the abyss. Ooh, from the watery depths.
well, I'd say I'd show you on my label, but it'll wash out because of the green screen. But it's a
Yeah,
picture of the
I
creature
can
from the
show
Black
mine.
Lagoon.
Oh, is it? Oh, you're right. It is. It's kind of shadowy there. It is. You're right. Kind of sticking his eyes out of
Yeah,
the
you just see
water.
him from about here
Ah,
up,
okay. Nice.
or as we like to call him, Florida Man.
Florida man. All right. Well, it's this smell. Like I said, to me, it reminds me of classic uh, old ale or uh, yeah, like an old ale, stock ale. Something that's been aged in barrels, so you get kind of that barrel like that barrel character, tanniny kind of
Hmm.
aroma.
But
Um,
it's really interesting. I said Moscow Mule, and I went just without the mint. But like as I continue swirling this in my glass, it got some spearmint smells to it.
yeah, it does kind of. You're right. There is some kind of
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
I'm curious
It's
about this
unique.
one.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a sip because this is the aromas got me curious.
Okay, I'll have some more of that.
Okay, this is unique.
This is there's a lot more barrel in there than I thought there
There's
was
a
going to
lot
be.
of barrel. So I can smell barrel in the nose. You can taste. Like I'm still tasting barrel.
Yeah, there's a lot of vanilla and a lot of tannins, like some oakiness from that barrel.
Yeah,
Not so much of
oaky.
the gin, but definitely
Yeah, yeah. Not getting any kind of juniper berry kind of
maybe
flavor, but
that's
you're
what I'm
right.
smelling.
But you're right though. You definitely get vanilla that comes in the flavor and all the oaky barrel character, right? It
Yeah,
feels like you're
yeah,
drinking,
yeah.
but not astringent
Nope.
with that tannin. Tannins aren't too much where you're like puckering your cheeks because it's sucking everything in super dry. It is a dry beer, but it does have a little bit of that sweetness in there, just so it's not totally dry, right?
Hmm.
It kind of balanced it really well. Um, as far as traditional saison flavors. Right now, I'm gonna have to wait for it to warm up a little bit more. I'm not getting what I normally would get from a saison. I'm getting, like I said, more of an old ale, a stock ale, a barrel. Something that's been aged in a barrel. Get more of that barrel character. Um, but yeah, it's good. It's not a
Yeah.
bad beer.
Yeah, no, no, I'm enjoying this. And if this is going up there with John's. Like I like
Mm,
it. Now John's isn't a an imperial
no,
saison, but
I I am getting some of the lime. Did you say
mhm.
you couldn't taste the lime, or just the
Um
juniper, the gin you couldn't taste?
the juniper, but I feel like juniper can be kind of confused. Remember I said I was smelling that spearmint? I could
Yeah,
kind of see where that would
yeah, it
be
might be
like
mixed in there with the
juniper
lime. Yeah,
too.
yeah, it could be the lime playing with the juniper, making it give a little bit more spearminty character.
You know,
But
it's like when choke cherries taste like maple.
oh yeah, that's what this beer. That's what this beer reminds me of. Is a combination of things that you wouldn't expect when you hear that it's made of this thing. It
Right.
it, it kind of transforms into a different thing. Maple, though, I don't get maple in this one though.
No, I don't, but you know, it was just a comparison just to think say, hey, we expected cherry flavors or some fruity flavors out of that beer from oh man, who was it? Come on.
It
Mythic
was Mike.
Brewing.
Yeah, Mythic.
Yeah. Michael DeLancet from Mythic
The
Brewing.
Lancet. Yeah, wow, we
Uh
pulled that out. Mythic. I can't wait to have more of his beers. Hopefully he's doing well. We need to have him back on in a little bit. Do a catch up with him,
mhm.
see how he's doing. But um,
I feel like he did it right that well he's we're sitting over here talking about breweries who are going out because of all the overhead.
true. Yeah,
And
yeah,
he's just gypsy brewing. Oh,
yeah.
you got some time for me? Cool.
Yeah,
I'll borrow your brewery for a little
yeah.
bit.
He's brewing on their off time so that
Hmm.
he's able to brew, and if he's providing them some income to utilize the gear, and then they're getting they're getting help too, so it works out. Okay, um, down and dirty with this. As far as saison, um, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to rate this beer because to me, it doesn't remind me of a saison at all.
If I had more saisons that tasted like this, I'd
but
probably enjoy the style
but
more.
that's just it. But as far as a beer, this is where it gets tricky with the way I rate. Right, I rate the style. If this, I would couldn't rate this as a high value based on style because I feel this is a different style. Maybe originally it was brewed as a saison, but the character it took on from the barrels and whatever lime that they put in there. It
Hmm.
says featuring lime gin barrel aged. I don't know if it's lime and gin barrels or lime gin. I don't know, but I it definitely takes away from what I love in a saison. Um, so yeah, it's so I'm not I'm probably I'm checking in. I'm not going to rate it, but on a beer just to enjoy drinking, it's definitely a 4 right now. Maybe it
Yeah.
goes up higher when it warms up, but I'm going to rate this as a 4 cap rating as a generic overall beer enjoyment. I think it's a really enjoyable beer. I think it does add something that you wouldn't expect with that gin barrel and the lime, and like I said, big barrel character, big oaky tanniny, but not
Well,
too zingy,
look
not.
at the color of it. That's gotta be so if you have a saison, saisons are normally lighter, that straw color, right?
Yeah, they can be different. I've had dark
Light
saisons.
go
They can be
okay.
whatever. Yeah, they can be various shades. But yeah, this
But
this doesn't this doesn't turn me off as far as a saison. It could be a saison by the coloring, right? I wasn't turned off by that.
but I just look at it and go, well, it pulled all those flavors out of the barrel. That's the inside of a barrel color. I
That's
don't know,
true. It probably
because
took on, but gin is a light. How does that work? Because gin is a light a white spirit.
Well, I guess it would just
So
depend on
it
what the
wasn't a
barrel
charred
was.
barrel. It wasn't a charred barrel
I think
because then
don't they have to char the all the barrels just to clean any of the bugs and stuff out of it?
they can do well. There's
The
charred, and then
alcohol
they
would
can
do that
do
too.
basically a quick little burn, but
Steam.
yeah,
Yeah.
steam cleaner or whatever. Because if it had the char, it'd be like this,
Yeah.
and that gin would be colored instead of
But
non-colored.
these could be oak. That could be oak too.
Yeah,
I love how
but
we're trying to figure it all out just
yeah,
by the color of the beer.
but good beer, good beer. I don't think anyone who got this in their Alcalador club would be disappointed in drinking it. It's not. It's definitely. It's fantastic. It's great. I really enjoy it.
I'm enjoying
Um,
it.
yeah, but if you're looking for a saison on the characteristics of saison, maybe you won't enjoy it as a saison.
I'm curious to see, and I hate to say I'm going to go look at Untapped for the comments, but
Well, I did write down when I put this together a month ago because I put it together. Actually, it was more than a month ago because I put together this
you probably
outline
yeah, in
for
December.
two interviews ago
Yep.
because I have to have a backup in case we don't have someone show up for an
Yeah.
interview. So at that time, it had a 3.69 cap rating on Untappd with 106 check-ins. So that's about right where I'm at, a 4 cap rating.
Hmm.
But most people don't leave comments. So I don't know if anyone left comments now that you can see, but most of the time I look at these El Catador Club beers on there, everyone just checks it in and no one leaves a comment
Yeah.
on the taste.
This isn't much different, but it's funny you said, oh yeah, there's 108 unique
Hmm.
check-ins now. This guy said need to retry cold, and he capitalized cold. Have to try retry cold. Um, I disagree because if this was way too cold, I think it would be really sharp if it was cold.
I agree. Yeah, if it was cold, it'd be sharp. And because we both pulled our bottles out and had them sitting out during the whole Untapped the Craft segment, it's not. It's just right. This is actually the perfect temperature. But maybe he's talking. He drank it like right off the shelf, warm,
Yeah, that might not work out
and
too
maybe
well.
that's not too. So I'm gonna. I poured the rest of my bottle in here. This is all I have left of that
Yeah.
16-ounce bottle. I'll drink it over the next Brew Buzz segment, and as it gets warms up, because remember with the snack one, as it warmed up, I thought it muddled the flavors more.
Yeah.
Didn't really stand out. I liked it better when it was a little bit cooler, not cold, cold, but just a little cooler. We'll see how this one works.
Well,
Maybe he's right. Maybe I do need to drink it.
Matt Griffo said it looks a bit dark for a saison, but you would allow for additional SRM for the barrel aging. Yeah, what just happened to my headphones? There we go. Let's see. We got okay, so I like this one. This guy, he said, getting a lot of directions here with juniper, apple slash lime, and
There is
ginger.
some apple. Yeah.
Yeah, ginger and gin. Interesting, but decent enough in my opinion. Tangy and bright with the citrusy grain. I
I,
yeah, it's
I don't.
a little bit.
Maybe slightly tangy. Not. I mean, not the tangy I would expect. Um, but yeah, and maybe a little apple. When you said apple in the
Yeah.
aftertaste, maybe there is a little bit of apple in
And
there as well.
not the off flavor that you
No,
get from
no.
the apple, but like
Yeah,
it's like
just
a
like
Granny Smith apple.
it's
Like
left. Yeah, it's just leftover flavor that kind of can remind you of apple. Yeah, I can see that.
but
Okay, well at least he left a comment
yeah.
on there, a direct description.
This guy said was better than I thought it would be. Also
There
another
you go.
person, better than I thought it would be.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay, Kris. How are we doing? You done with our tasting notes?
I'd
Our
say
tasting segment?
so. You know what?
Okay.
I'll finish it up with this last check-in. Mostly because this guy's name is Kris. He spelled
Oh,
it wrong, but
yeah.
hey, not everybody can be as cool as me. He said a near clear, deep copper color. Aroma is huge lime, and I totally agree with that, with
Yeah, lime.
Light florals. I didn't know there was a lime gin. Okay.
So that's what's confusing is there are like Seagram's lime, like they do have
Yeah, but they're
lime
not going to put
gin.
those in a barrel.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, that's just it. Is that my assumption was it was lime and gin. It was like
Yeah,
had
so
some
it was a
lime
gin
flavor
barrel,
and it
so
was in
and
a
then they
gin barrel.
drops
Yeah,
and they drop some limes in it.
yeah. That's what I figured they did. Yeah.
Yeah, so he so
But come
what was
on,
I?
clear. Neither yours nor
He
my beer is
said
clear.
a near
It's not
clear. Near
not
clear.
even near. You
Okay.
can't see anything through this thing. Look,
I
this
can
is
see
not
light
near.
through it. This is translucent. Okay.
Crazy,
He
man.
said the barrel dominates the flavor. Had to
Yeah.
find anything other. I think he said hard to, but he wrote had to find anything other than lime and botanicals. Light body with a floral finish. Um, yeah, I mostly agree with that. Um,
Yeah, no, it's definitely barrel. Yeah, I mean, we said it right. I could tell barrel from the nose and aroma and lime. Those are the two things that came off the strongest. I agree. It's if I had any negative thing to say is I feel the barrel character overtook the beer character, and again, that's why
yep.
I kind of lowered it to 4 cap rating because if the balance between the barrel and the beer was closer, where I could actually taste some saison character, then that would be a better saison, especially for me. But because it was all barrel and lime, yeah, it did kind of
Those
it's
are
still
big
good,
flavors.
but yeah, they're still good, but yeah, it overtook everything. It wasn't as balanced as I would have liked to have seen. So I'll agree with him. Okay, Kris, let's get to the brew buzz.
Let's get to the brew
All right.
that thing.
Yeah. So the Brew Buzz is devoted to discussing various related topics. This week, we're going to learn about our favorite X, Y, and Z breweries. Now, not necessarily a brewery from each letter because we may not have one, but we're going to cover all 3 letters. If we have one, we have one. If we don't, we don't. And I'll start off. And I don't have an X brewery. How about you, Kris? Do you have an X brewery?
I don't, but one of our
Okay.
listeners does.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah. So why don't you
and
go ahead and read our listeners' X brewery?
I wore a t-shirt from one of my favorite Z breweries.
Is that
Zephyr Hills
Zephyr
Brewing
Hills?
Company.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, let me scroll down to what I believe that was Jeff.
No, it was Bill.
Bill. Jeff. There it is. Got it. Oh, that's why I thought Jeff. The Bill Schlemmer said the only ex brewery beer I've had is Zool, XUL, courtesy of Jeff Seiler. See, I wasn't completely off.
Mm-mm.
And the only Z brewery beer I've had is Zillicoa in Woodfin, North Carolina, just outside of Asheville. Unfortunately, they were in a flat area right next to the French Broad River and were more or less washed away.
Mm.
So that leaves my favorite X, Y, and Z brewery as Youngblood out of Madison, Wisconsin. Damn, I was in Madison in August. I kind of wish I would have known about that one.
Come on, man.
I've had 35 of their beers with an average rating of 4.02.
That is really good rating for 35 beers.
Mike and Paige Wheeler, I'm coming back to Madison. I got work to do.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like we got to get some young blood. 35 beers and average just over 4 cap rating. That is
Yeah,
really good. That's
that's
really good.
freaking awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, no ex breweries from me.
Okay. All right. How about a Y brewery from you then?
I do, and it comes with a disclaimer because
Okay.
I
Okay.
had Yazoo Brewing
Oh, yeah.
out
I've
of
heard of Yazoo.
out of Nashville, Tennessee. Now, Yazoo is out of Nashville. They show 1,065 beers on
Holy
Untapped.
smokes. That's a lot of beer.
That's a lot of freaking beers.
That's the
Uh,
highest that's the highest number that we've reported on here since we've been keeping track. 1,065
I'd be surprised if that was the highest number, but you're probably right. You
of unique beers. What other brewery have brewed more than that we've talked about? I don't think.
I don't know. I don't have one off the top of my head, but
Okay.
like I'm
Okay.
just saying. Their overall rating on Untapped is 3.66, but they have over 434,000 ratings.
Okay.
Me, I've had one of their beers. according
Oh
to
wow.
Untapped.
Woo. Phew.
But
Okay.
when I was in Las Vegas for about 30 days in 2018, I got a flight at the Nashville airport on the way back to Tampa,
Oh.
and I know I checked into them because I remember the pictures.
Damn Untapped. Reaching your
Denny,
damn
Denny,
check-ins.
I'm gonna take our one F bomb for this episode. Fuck you on Untapped.
I know, I'm telling you.
Ugh.
These guys are screwing with our check-ins. Yeah. That's
So
unfortunate, Kris. I'm sorry you lost that. Well, what was that one beer that you do have still
the
on
one
there?
beer, you'd be right there.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Eric Gronley said no X, Y, or Z breweries for me. Guess I got to get out there. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, yeah. You have to go do some beer adventures.
yeah.
Um, was the Sly Rye Porter. Now, there's a couple of things about this porter, Denny, that is right
Hmm.
up your alley. So I gave it a
Okay.
3.75 rating. Um, not only does it have rye in it,
Hmm.
but it's also an English porter.
Yeah.
So it's a little less sweet, a little more
Yeah.
dry, a
Yeah. Yeah.
little more
And light.
roast.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's right up your alley. Now, the only downside to it was it's from my Dan Winch said that they Untapped erased his whole account.
What? Wait, since today?
When did that happen, Dan?
Holy
I'm gonna
smokes.
flip a desk over.
What the heck, man?
English
Poor
porter
Dan.
with malted rye. I know the guy just wants to check in with beers, have some fun, and
Oh,
they're just like,
damn.
yeah,
Guys are hardcore.
deleted. Yeah, either that or he's just gonna be like, fine, I'll make my own Untapped. Um, but yeah, 3.75 English porter with malted rye. It was called Sly Rye Porter,
Ooh.
and man, it was just a good, simple, roasty
Okay.
porter.
Now, what would I like about it?
It has rye in it.
Well, I like rye.
It was an
I like
English porter,
Yeah, I
so it
like that.
wasn't as sweet.
Yeah. So
Uh,
everything I like about it, it's all
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That-
okay. So you're saying
yeah.
I would like it.
That's what I said. He said maybe 2 years ago inactivity, I guess. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
I swear you started a new one, Dan. I, I was like, man, didn't I just accept a friend request from you or something a couple of weeks ago? Um, but anyway, Denny, any Y breweries for you?
I do have a Y brewery,
Yeah?
and this
What you
brewery
got?
is not in the United States.
Oh.
Yes, I'm going back overseas for another favorite brewery. This is called, and I talked about this beer a few years. I say a few years back. It was like almost 6 years ago now. It's how time flies when you're having fun and drinking beer.
Tell me about it.
Yellow Belly Beer out of Wexford County, Wexford, Ireland. I've talked about this brewery. I found this brewery while I was in Ireland for 2 weeks. My wife and I were driving around the back roads of Ireland, visiting small places, enjoying all the non-touristy spots. We had a great time. And while I was visiting towns and finding that actually Ireland has some great small craft breweries in there, I found Yellow Belly Beer in Wexford, and I fell in love with everything I had from them. They on Untapped they have 163 beers. Their average rating is 3.62 with over 48,000 ratings, so not too bad. I had 4 beers. My average rating was 3.75. I think that's because one beer I rated low because it wasn't
Mm.
all that great, but the other ones were good. I will talk about those. So Yellow Belly, here's what the website says about Yellow Belly. Yellow Belly is one of Ireland's leading breweries, dishing out a huge range of craft beers that always offers something new to beer drinkers. Our mantra is to get the freshest beer possible into the hands of our customers. Every Yellow Belly beer has been given individual artistic treatment by creative director Paul Reck, creating individual stories. And I mentioned that they have like comic books, and their artwork is like super cool and comic-y, and I really like all their artwork. And they have comics on their website you can go check out. Um, Creating individual stories, illustrations, and artwork for every beer release and expanding the Yellow Belly universe through a comic book series and animations. Since opening in 2015, this brewery has released over 300 beers. Now in 2021, hasn't been updated in a few years. It has 4 flagship beers, which is a Citra Pale Ale, a Keller Beer Unfiltered Lager, Pirate Bay Session IPA, and Red Noir Dark Red Ale. That sound good. The best ways to keep up with the new releases is to follow their lively social media using the @YellowBellyBeer or by subscribing to their mailing list on their website. So I have 3, well, I'll talk about all 4 beers actually. Actually, I guess I didn't rate any of them young or low. So because I didn't only had a Y and Z, one Y, one Z, I thought I'd go ahead and expound on this one a little bit more because I did enjoy this one quite a bit. So it's not vodka Russian Imperial Stout. Everyone knows how I love my big, bold Russian Imperial Stouts.
You chew on
I
it.
gave this yeah, you can chew on it a little bit. 4.5 cap rating. This is a 9.1 ABV beer. Russian Imperial Stouts named because of their popularity in the Russian courts during the reign of Catherine the Great. Their version is a big chewy number with a gentle fruity nose matched on the tongue with a relaxed roastiness and a long fruity finish. My description is decided to go big. The girls were nursing their beers. Chocolate and dark roast with a subtle fruitiness in the finish. Great beer. Yeah, so the little premise of the story is we went and visited this really great craft beer bar, and they had this on draft, and we were getting ready to finish up to go back to go back to the hotel, and I was done, and they still had like half a drink left, so I went and got one more beer to sip on while they were enjoying their beer, and this was the one I got, which I kind of cool. So yeah, that was a good beer. The next one is Castaway Fruited Berliner Weiss, sour, 4 cap rating, 4.2% ABV, 5 IBUs. This, what they say, is our house Berliner Weiss recipe, which was soured with their continuously evolving barrel stored lactobacillus culture, conditioned on a small tropical island's worth of passion fruit. That's a lot of passion fruit.
There's a lot of passion fruit.
Expect a lovely fruity aroma, more fruit on the tongue, and even more fruit on the finish, all rounded with a gentle acidity from the souring process. But I had to say, I did not give permission to use my likeliness on this beer because the picture was like a picture of me on the can. That's why I said that. Nice sour ale. Ladies were not ready to end the night, so I had another one, right? These ladies are causing me to drink a lot because they don't want to leave. They're having too much fun. So that was the Castaway Fruited Berliner. The Wolf of Malt Street. Yes, the Wolf of Malt Street. Hey, that's a great name. Milk Stout. I gave this a 3.75. Again, I'm not a huge milk stout fan, so a little sweet is
That's saying a lot then.
Yeah. 6.2% ABV. What they had to say says it's a Black Forest Stout. This tastes and smells exactly as it should. Lashings of cream, chocolate, and cherry flavors dominate this beer, with additions of lactose and cherry. The chocolate flavors are malt derived with a late mash addition, providing the flavor without any astringency or roast. What I had to say about it: very nice coffee, dark chocolate malt character, followed by a light cherry fruit flavor reminiscent of cordial cherries and not overly sweet.
I think I remember you talking about that beer.
Yeah.
Because if I remember correctly, we had a whole conversation about you saying, look, I don't like sweet stuff, but German chocolate cake.
I do like German.
You like some German chocolate cake.
I can't eat because I like coconut.
Yeah.
And that coconut frosting is like delicious.
Well, Batman Dan said he's got Yellowhammer Brewing in Alabama there. Yellowhammer, right? And then, of course, Matt Griffo had to jump in and go, Dan's out here hitting Alabama breweries and a Y. That's 2 points, buddy. I'm proud of you.
Way to go, Dan. Coming on strong.
Yeah.
All right. One last beer from this really a brewery I really recommend. Anyone going to Ireland should try to find some of their beers because they do have some good beers. Hopped in Space American IPA. I gave this one the lowest rating of a 3. 5.5% ABV. Our yellow belly beer humanoids have used Red X, Vienna, Munich, Pilsner, and Cara Claire to give this hazy IPA its deep sonic imploding hue. Mandarina Bavarian was used in the Whirlpool, with dry hop additions being planet size amount of Simcoe and Summit. The resulting beer is a dank and bursting with citrus fruit flavors. This beer belongs in the west coast of space. What I said is decent West Coast IPA style with a citrusy hop character. Yes, we are back at Revolution, but I'm drinking alone. The girls overdid it the night before. So we enjoyed this place so much that we came back the next night, and I was the only one drinking because they were still hungover from the night before. Damn, lightweights. So that's my Y brewery. That's a
So
lot of
I
Y.
uh I put a post up on our Facebook, Denny, of the Von Trapp that I had said, "Hey, thanks to Miguel for providing
Mm-hmm.
this beer to me." The poor guy's out with the flu.
Oh man, what's up with the
Drink some
flu?
more beer, buddy. It'll
Who gets a flu in Florida? I thought that all that Florida sun killed off all those
listen, but
flu.
see, here's the thing is that you have yeah, the Florida sun, but 82 degrees is perfect temperature plus all the humidity. It grows
Mm,
all the bugs.
okay,
And I don't mean like flies and ant kind of bugs. I mean
all the
like
bad
the
bugs.
cold bugs. That's
Yeah.
like the perfect temperature to incubate some viruses and bacteria. All
Okay,
right,
Kris,
so
how about your Z brewery?
Z Breweries. I wore the shirt for my Z Brewery.
Oh yeah.
So we've got Zephyr Hills Brewing Company right here in Tampa, Florida. So you go about 40 minutes north of where we are. We're in Valrico, Florida. Go 40 minutes north, you hit a town called Zephyr Hills. The big thing with Zephyr Hills, Denny,
Hmm.
is their spring,
Oh,
right?
I,
So
I
if
I thought you were gonna say the hills.
no hills. We have zero hills here in Florida. Actually, the only hills we have are from covered up landfills. So, if you
Oh,
yeah, so if
oh
you look,
wow.
you look out in the distance, it's not what you see in Boise or in
Yeah.
Las Vegas or
Okay.
in Seattle. No, you see mountains, a
Of
mountain, and it's
trash.
normally kind of like a trapezoid. It's got some very sharp
Oh.
edges to it, and it's just old landfills that have been covered up and hopefully collecting at least some methane or something to,
Okay.
so those are
Too
our
bad
Florida hills.
Milton couldn't have drugged those off to see, huh?
Yeah, well, again, I hope they're actually doing something. But but yeah, we've got Zephyr Hills, Florida. Now, one of the big things that Zephyr Hills is known for is their springs. And if you happen to live in the area, you can get their spring water delivered to you, or you can buy it off the shelf or that kind of thing. So one of the great things about Zephyr Hills, and this is their slogan, pure water, great beer.
Oh, okay.
Spring water, right?
So it's kind of like the Coors, it's
Yeah, but
mountain
we
water.
just don't have the mountains. Right? So we've got Zephyr Hills Brewing Company. It was actually the first brewery in East Pasco County, which is where they're located.
Oh.
Um, and cool connection between Zephyr Hills and Marker 48. So, they chatted, had some friendly conversations I know
Hmm.
of. But in Zephyr Hills, Florida, 486 beers, which I'm impressed by that.
Yeah,
They have an
that's good.
untapped rating of 3.75, which for the folks that live in that area, Zephyr Hills is a large snowbird town,
Oh,
meaning,
okay.
from what I've been told, in the winter, the population triples in the winter,
Hmm.
and then right around April-ish, it shrinks real fast.
Okay.
Um, so I don't know if I can take that rating as being accurate, but over 11,000 ratings for the brewery. I think the brewery opened in 2017. I've personally had 34 of their beers. So this is a high number for me. But
Hmm.
on the back of my shirt, this is kind of controversial. On the back of my shirt, it talks about yeah, you won't be able to see it because it's green. Um, the Founders Club. There's some
Yeah.
people in the old Founders Club that would say the Founders Club doesn't exist anymore. We are a small group of people who helped build that brewery,
Yeah.
and
I
they
remember.
they paid us in beer.
Yeah.
They really did. They paid us in beer. But it was a way to kick off that brewery. So whether it was installing exit signs or,
Mm.
staining and polyurethaning the wall to make it look nice. Hey, we got paid in beer to go help, and I still hang out with those people sometimes. So, Zephyr Hills Brewing Company. There were three beers that I looked at that I'll admit I forgot that I had had,
Mm.
but man, I wish I could go back and have some more of them. And the first one was Buddy's Barley Wine. Now, Denny, English
Mm-hmm.
barley wine.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh yeah.
I know that's right up your alley.
Oh
I
yeah.
gave this a 4.5 cap rating,
Nice.
9.7% ABV, so not super big. Actually, the beer we're drinking is
Yeah.
9.6, 9.7, something like
Yeah.
that.
I'm still drinking.
Same. Sadly, this Buddy's Barley Wine was a one and done release in
Mm.
2017, 2016, 2017, and it never, I don't know if it ever made it out again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well,
But
you got to try it. That's
I
good.
got a bottle of it, and it was delicious. Storm's Bakery Rye.
Oh, there we go.
As I
Good
was
rye
going through my
beer.
list, Denny, I'm
Yeah, you're
going,
like,
this is a Denny beer. This
yeah.
is a Denny beer.
All
Um,
these beers are my beers. I like them all.
yeah, 4.25 rating. It was 6.7% ABV, and it was a rye beer. And the great part about this is for those of you that find yourself eating a Reuben sandwich or
Mm-hmm.
just enjoy a pumpernickel bread or rye bread, there's usually, depending on what you buy, caraway seeds in it.
Mm-hmm.
This
Yeah.
beer had caraway in it,
Oh, wow.
and you could tell, but it was really well done. The former brewer Robert Hilferding, man, he just made some awesome stuff. He not only was just a fantastic and nice guy, but he was quirky, willing to
Mm.
try some. Well, let's throw some caraway seeds in there, and a hell of a brewer, um, and was was really happy to help uh, build that brewery for them, and it's since sold to a new owner.
Mm.
But the last one was way off kilter. This was
Mm.
probably one of my favorite beers I had uh, anytime it was that one or another beer called Dean Dairy Stout. In Zephyr Hills, there's a road called Dean Dairy Road. Uh, I would guess you would imagine there was a dairy uh,
Maybe.
on the
Yeah.
road,
Yeah, it's
probably.
possible.
But that was a milk stout, which that was another one of my go-to beers there. But way off kilter, 4.25 cap rating, a 4.3% ABV Scottish
Mm-hmm.
ale.
Yeah.
Light, malty, not a heavy smash your face, get drunk, kind of like what I'm feeling drinking this. Um,
Yeah, I'm starting to heat up a little bit. You can see a little,
yeah, I am. I
little
am
heat
too.
in my.
My cheeks feel tight. Um, and the great thing about this beer is this beer has been brewed for quite a while. This beer was actually the 2014 American Homebrewers National Best of Show beer.
Oh, wow.
National, not
Yeah, not just
Florida,
to
but
Florida. Yeah,
national.
national. Wow.
So the American Homebrewers Association, and the notes they had in it was malty with low hops makes for a great drinking beer. Um, Anytime I have the
Nice.
opportunity to go to Zephyr Hills, I go to this brewery. It's a bit of a hike for me to get up there sometimes, but hey,
Mm.
my buddy Tim lives over there. Um, so many great beers come out of there, and as long as they stick to the recipes that Robert put together, the beers are phenomenal, and it's a little bit of everything. I've had everything from you know, double IPAs, hazy IPAs, rye beers, English barley wines. I'm sure they probably do it, but they did what was called a Zephyr. So it was like a
Oh.
Berliner, but they were
Mm-hmm.
actually adding flavored syrups to them. So they had
Mm-hmm.
the Woodruff syrup, right? Like the apple flavored syrup that you
Yeah.
would get if you were drinking this beer in Belgium. or they would have raspberry, or they would
Mm.
have different fruited syrup.
Yeah, and you just add the syrup to the beer.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
made it so much better. It's just a base, kettle sour beer, and they're like, oh,
Hmm.
squirt a little fruit in there. So, but
Nice.
they've produced a lot of great beers. So I'm very happy to say Zephyr Hills Brewing Company. I love those guys.
Wow. Yeah, I knew that would be your brewery because, like you said, you were a founder. You helped put the thing together and get them started, and so I knew you were going to pick that one.
Yeah. Yeah, if you ever go there and you know where the exits are because the exit lights are hung appropriately, you're welcome.
Okay, there you go. You did your part.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So my Z brewery, I do have one Y and one Z, and I did have a few Z breweries, but they all had like one beer. So, but this one had three beers. It's Zoigle House Brewing Company out of Portland, Oregon. They have 160 beers, untapped rating of 3.75 with over 27,000 ratings. I've
Wow.
had three of them. My average rating with three beers is 4.17. What they had to say on their website: we believe that beer is best enjoyed with friends and family. That's why we have created the first Zoigle House this side of Bavaria in what we think is the best beer city in America. Well, there might be a little bit bias there,
That's
but
okay.
I think Portland's got a good beer scene for
Yeah,
sure.
I'd give him
Yeah,
credit for
yeah.
that.
We come to you with a finely tuned sense of German brewing tradition and blend it with a Northwest sensibility. At Zoigo House, not only do you know that you're going to get a tasty brew, but you're also going to become part of this wonderful beer centric community, and we think that's pretty neat.
That is
Neato.
pretty neat.
Come experience our time honored brewing techniques that have been given the Portland upgrade, housed in the Z in the Lentz neighborhood of Southeast Portland, Oregon. So I'll talk quickly about three beers that three of the, well, all three, I guess, because I only had three. Um, the beer that I enjoyed the most was the Zeugel Pils, German Pils, 5 cap rating on this sucker, 4.8% ABV, 42 IBUs, the 2017 Great American Beer Festival Gold Medal winner in German Pilsner category. Their brewmaster trained and brewed in Berlin, but as a Northwest American, he still loves his hops. Of all the Pilsner substyles, this one brewed in northern Germany is the driest and crispest with a great hop character. Brewed according to the German purity law of 1516, we use German malts, hops, and yeast. Hercules and Herzbrucker hops provide the spicy and snappy hop flavor and aroma. So there's the breakdown of the beer. Me, great German Pilsner. And I have
Ooh,
no idea why the ratings are so low. Going to bump it up with a 5 capper.
very
And that
nice.
is what I noticed on this is I was like, holy smokes, this beer is fantastic. Why are the assholes on Untapped rating them so low? This is a great beer. And so yeah, I had to give it a 5 cap because it is truly good and worth a gold medal at Great American Beer Fest because I really enjoy that beer. All right, next one, dark Mexican lager, 4 cap rating, 5.4% ABV. I said a pleasant dark lager. There you go, easy,
Easy response.
easy response. The last beer is the Zeugel IPA, German IPA. Now, who ever heard of a German IPA? Come on,
I
man.
have. I
Yeah,
have.
right now, right?
Oh
Just
yeah.
now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Why do you ruin it for me?
So this is my lowest rating because there is no such thing as a German IPA. I gave it a 3.5%.
So they went all the way
Or
down around the Horn of India and came all the way back to
uh,
Germany.
I guess, yeah, they messed up. But I gave it 3.5 caps. It's 6.3% ABV, 60 IBUs. Um, and here's what they had to say about it. Germans aren't well known for big hoppy beers, but Portland is. So we put our brewers to work creating the ultimate German IPA. Hop forward, spicy, herbal, and citrus aromas from the German hops meld with the clean backbone of German malts and yeast. What does this explosive mix create? A hop bomb, or as the Germans say, Hopfenbaum. Hopfenbaum.
Got that?
Yeah. formerly known as the ZPA, the Zoigle Pale Ale. What I had to say is this: I had this at the Portland Craft Beer Festival back in 2017, I think it was. Maybe it was before 17. I don't remember. Um, this is a very clean and tasty IPA with a bit of spiciness and floral notes. A German IPA, a new style, maybe. I don't know, but I gave it a 3.5 because I wasn't all into it that much. But yeah, those are my Zoigo House Brewing Company beers. It is a good German style brewery, so if you enjoy German style beers with a little Northwest Pacific Northwest twist to it, try it out. I really enjoyed it, and it's my favorite Z brewery. All right, we already talked about Bill Schlimmer's favorite breweries in this category, so we're going to end this segment and end the show. Before we do that, though, wait, let's talk about our new and northerly beers. And look, Kris, you have
I
some.
have some.
So why don't you
It's,
go ahead and talk about your new and noteworthy
I
beers?
mean, it's mostly because of you, but I don't know what it is. I haven't. I can't say that I've gone out and purchased much beer recently.
Okay.
Um,
You're drinking
but
wine instead, or you're drinking
no,
the hard stuff?
I'm drinking like sugar-free soda. Um, uh, like I had a nice sugar-free A&W earlier. That was kind of nice. But I don't know if I've caught up with all the stuff that's being released where I'm just like, okay, well, if it's on the shelf at my local beer store, it's either I've had it or it's been sitting.
You said it right.
Yeah, it's been shitting on the shelf for, a year and a half, and it's, super hoppy, and it's probably, tastes like wet cardboard, and so I'm probably not gonna buy it. But I'm excited about the new ones that I do find if I am out and about. And I'm gonna start with two West Coast beers, and then I'll get into the West Coast or the East Coast on my last one. So,
Okay.
first one on my list, Denny, is Firestone Walker's Wookey Jack.
Oh yeah, that's a great beer.
I'm
How'd you
s-
get that?
there's this really cool guy from Boise that sent it to me. Not you, but somebody. No, it was definitely you. I appreciate you sending that to me because, um, and hell, for all the dark IPAs or Cascadian dark ales or
Mm.
all those kind of things, you hype them up so much. If it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't try them.
Yeah.
But that one, it's just all around just good. And to get a 4.5 rating off of a beer that just, oh yeah, it comes out like once a year.
Once a year now.
You,
Yeah, I'm so
you get
grateful it
it.
does. I love the beer.
Um, but it's just such a good beer, and so what does it show up in? I don't know, December, January-ish?
Yeah, yeah. It shows up at the end of the year. Yeah. No, it shows up in like November, December
Okay,
timeframe.
so it's kicking off the winter. What a
Yeah.
perfect beer to kick off winter. Just
Yeah.
roasty, little spicy, like it just
I,
such a phenomenal beer.
I think Wookie Jack embraces everything that a good black IPA should. It's not. It's leaning. It's not like it's well balanced between the two. The IPA gives you that IPA feel, but not too hoppy. Gives you that malt feel, but not too malty, and it just blends it into like the perfect balance of it. And I think that it's and this year especially was so good that I gave it myself a 5 cap rating. I
Yeah.
think
Now,
it's
I want to
so good.
derail for a little bit.
Sure.
How much beer do you have left?
I
Do you
have
have it?
this
Do you have
little
some?
bit, but
Oh
I
no.
can.
Well,
What?
no. So no, I don't want you to finish it, but how is it as it has warmed up? I mean, I'm pretty sure this is just
It's kind of the same. It hasn't gotten
very,
worse.
to
Yeah.
me, mine is very lime pith.
Lime pith.
And it's more, I'm using weird words, but
Yeah.
it's a little more
No, no.
ginny. It's more
So
lime
I
pith.
I will say that I am getting more of the gin character as
Hmm.
it warmed up. And now you say it, yeah, there is kind of the pithy, like you squeeze that lime into your
Yep.
gin and tonic, and you put it in there, and you get that little bit of pithiness to it. Yeah, I'll agree that there is a little bit more pithy, but the flavors overall are kind of held strong through the whole thing so
Yeah.
far. I taste the same stuff though, the the oak barrel character and the lime and everything. It's pretty
But as it's warmed up, I don't think I would want this cold.
not
I
cold
still
cold. Yeah,
no,
not
I still
cold.
like it the
Yeah,
way it
that
is.
guy was wrong. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he just
that
wanted to
guy's
try
an
it
idiot.
cold.
I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
what
No,
his name was, but that guy was an idiot.
no, I don't think cold. I still think that the temperature we drank it at to begin with was like the perfect temperature. Like
Hmm.
let it warm up a little bit. Don't be straight out of the refrigerator at 32 degrees or whatever. Uh, let it warm up to, nice 50 degrees and drink it. And I think it's really well done at that temperature. So,
Very nice. Yeah, it's very nice. Next on the list is going to be Mother Earth Brewing Project
oh
X
yeah,
Spirit Animal.
spirit animal. Yeah,
5 cap rating, Denny. 5 cap
nice.
rating. And I got this
Yeah.
from you also. This was everything that I love about hazy IPAs. It was the mouth feel. It was nice. It was kind of soft on the palate. It was very citrusy. It wasn't. There was no hop burn to it.
Yeah.
It was a very easy drinker, and something tells me it was probably sitting at around 7% or so. Um,
Yeah, they're about that. That's about what they're at.
but it
Yeah.
was everything I loved about hazy IPAs. Citrusy, soft on the palate, not no hop burn, and just a really easy beer to drink. So
Mm.
5 cap rating for that one.
Yeah. I love all the project. There's only been one Project X beer. I've had every one. I don't
Yeah.
miss a Project X. Over the last 3 years, they've been releasing them. I've had every one. There's only been one of like 12 beers or whatever it's been that I wasn't as enjoying as I liked other ones. But 1 out of 12, come on. I mean, everything else is like high, above 4 cap
Yeah.
rating and
Yeah.
some five. It's really good.
Well, now that I've done everything from the West Coast,
Oh, let's go to
it's
the
time to
East Coast.
bring it back to Florida. No, no, we're going to go to the West Coast, but it's the West Coast of Florida. And
Okay.
I feel like we can't get away from an episode unless we talk about Tampa Bay Brewing Company and
Okay.
their Dark Fin. Their Dark Fin
Oh,
was an imperial stout. That was it. It
oh,
was just imperial stout. Wasn't anything crazy, but it was nice and roasty. I gave it a 4.25 on the untapped cap scale. But it was nice and roasty. It was like really, really dark chocolate.
mm,
Um, Not boozy or anything like that, but it was just a really nice imperial stout. No adjuncts, no marshmallow fluffs and peanut butters. It was
yeah. Oh,
just
yeah. I can't. Yeah.
cocoa, dark chocolate, roast, and it was good after we finished. We actually had dinner there. I don't know, this was a couple of weeks ago, but had dinner there, and it was a very, very nice beer to enjoy. I think we were actually getting ready to go to a Lightning game when I had
Oh,
that one. So,
nice.
those are my new and noteworthies. What about you, Denny? Let me hear about yours. We've been itching to
I've
get
had
through
a
these for a
few.
while.
Yeah, I've been collecting these over the last 3, 4 shows. So I'm going to try to go quick. I'll start off with actually the latest one. These are all 5 cap rating beers. There's 6 beers, all 5 cap ratings. That's how good these damn beers are. And maybe I'm being a little easy beginning of 2025, but I don't think so. I think they're good. I just decided that they were worth it. So the first one is from Matchless Brewing called Warehouse in the Woods. It's an American brown ale. You guys know I love American brown ales. This beer rocked my socks. Here's what I have to say: nutty and toffee aromas that follow into the flavor. Also, a touch of chocolate. Really flavorful, and it's hitting my happy place. Love that it is on the
Where is
drier
your happy
side.
place, Denny? Tell
My
me
happy
about your
place
happy
is
place.
right here, man, right here. Uh, um, Love that it is on the drier side. And I said here, just saw that uses Sabro hops. So another bonus because I love Sabro hops.
That's extra points.
and that's extra points. I had already fell in love with it before I even read that it had Sabro hops in it, and I gave it a 5 cap rating. Um, Matchless Brewing is out of Washington State, I believe, somewhere. But this brown ale, I'm going to go pick up a 4-pack, another 4-pack of it, because I just really love this beer and it's really good. So if you were able to get it Matchless, try this brown ale. You'll really enjoy it. Okay, so now I gotta try to find the rest of the. All I gotta do is just skim through, and when I hit a 5 cap rating, I'll read it. Okay, how about Uphill Battle, Ruckus Brewing, the latest newest brewery in Boise, just opened a month or 2 months ago in Boise.
So have them on the show. Got it.
Yeah, we didn't have them on the show. Ruckus Brewing did Uphill Battle, American IPA, 5 cap rating. An absolute awesome West Coast IPA. Perfect levels of hop flavors and bitterness. Smooth and fairly balanced. My only complaint, 7.2% means I can't drink as many as I want. Really, the uphill battle is a fact that it's 7.2%
Yeah, if you're a quitter.
ABV. I know, but it's still even that it's a 5 cap rating. The beer is so good, but you don't have more than one or you're gonna regret it. It's definitely got a kick to it. Wait a minute, okay, so that was the only Ruckus Brewing I had. Yeah, okay, never mind. Keep going to 5 caps here. Got to go back a little bit. Next beer is from Mother Earth Brewing. Kris talked about Mother Earth Brewing. I'm going to talk about Mother Earth Beer Company beer. 4 Seasons Oaked Age German Style Lager. These 4 season beers, I try to get every one. There's 4 seasons in a year. I try to get all 4. They are good. They're all unique, different, special beers. Some are a bit bigger than others. This one was really good. 5 cap rating. I said fantastic lager, and the oak adds a bit of richness and complexity that makes it special. Well done, Mother Earth Brew Team. Yeah, it's just a German, they call it a fest beer. So maybe it's a fest beer lager, during Oktoberfest. But man, really good beer. I really like that one a lot. Next beer is from Boise Brewing. And Boise Brewing is known for their Black Cliffs stout. It's won a number of Great American Beer Fests, including a gold medal, a few silvers for stout, American stout. Probably the most awarded brewery in the state, I think. This is Boise Light, though. This is Boise Brewing's Boise Light American Light Lager. Now, I gave this a 5 cap rating. A light lager is a 5 cap rating. If you want a great light beer, then this is the beer for you. Super clean, super light bodied with a lot of bubbles. Light cereal grain, malt flavor, and maybe even a touch of corn. Great beer for I think I must have fat fingered
What's
that.
the matter? Do you have a couple extra
great
beers
beer
that day?
for something, great beer for when you need something lighter. That's what it was supposed to be. Yeah, Boise Light, a light lager, 5 cap rating, fantastic beer. The next beer, Jim Dandy Brewing. How can I go without talking about Jim?
Who's
Dandy?
Jim Dandy?
Jim Dandy Brewing out of Pocatello, Washington, Oregon.
No, Idaho,
Pekko.
Denny.
Idaho, I mean.
It's Pocatello, Idaho.
Woo! Let me drink some more.
Jesus.
I am totally screwing it up.
Davis and Haley Gove over in
Yes,
Pocatello, Idaho.
yes.
Three
My
hours,
apologies.
3 hours east of you.
That's right. You know everything, Kris.
Yeah,
You know everything.
that's where. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I'm
All right,
buzzed
so
too. We're fine.
This is the Pekko Baltic Porter. You know how I love Baltic Porters. 5 cap rating Baltic Porter. Oh my gosh. Davis always amazes me with the ability to brew every style delicious. And this one is no different. I'm a huge fan of Baltic Porters, and the balance of flavor of this one is outstanding. Dried dark fruits, molasses, and a hint of chocolate. 5 cap rating. There you go. Jim Dandy always provides great beers. And the last 5 cap rating beer I'll talk about is Jim Dandy Brewing. 2 from them, Bullwhip Imperial IPA. 5 cap rating. Dropped off some Jim Dandy beers to my cousin Corey and saw no check-ins yet, so I raced home to be the first. Very tasty, classic West Coast double IPA, but so very smooth. 8% ABV? No way. Citrus, pine, and maybe some melony hops. Just a great blend. 5-cap rating. So there you go. Those are my new and noteworthy. I've been saving for over a month.
6 months
Waiting
now.
6 months now, waiting to talk about them. Only 5-cap ratings. I didn't put anything else. I drank a lot of beer over the last 2 months, but I saved only the 5-cap ratings, six
Ugh,
5-cap rating beers.
you're such a good person, Denny.
Yeah. All right, Kris,
You
we
said
have run.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're such a good person. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But we've run this show a little bit longer than I was hoping. But before we close it out, Kris, who would you like to raise a glass to tonight?
So Dan Winch, I want to raise a glass to you, buddy. I appreciate
Batman
you getting
Dan.
on and hanging out with us and chatting back and forth. But also, I'm glad to hear that a trip back to our hometown to Pasadena, Maryland, and craft beers connecting you with old high school friends, Dominic, and that was really cool to hear. So we get a little blast from the past. Cheers to you, buddy, and hopefully we get to have a beer together soon.
Yeah.
Denny, who would you like to raise a
Oh,
glass to?
all right. Well, that was fast. Let me make mine quick, too.
Okay.
Patreon toast goes out to Mr. Mark Church and over there by Trek Brewing. Uh, Cheers to you, Mark. Thank you for your patronage. We really appreciate it. And in case anyone new is listening, Mark Church found us when we had a meetup at Trek Brewing. And he said, hey, what are all these guys having fun? It sounds like a great time. And found out it was a podcast and he had to listen. And he's been listening ever since. So cheers to you, Mark. We appreciate you being a Patreon. Also, big shout out to Mr. Eric Gronley, who not only wrote that great article to share on the show, he also sent an email to Surly Brewing out of Minnesota, asking them to consider being a guest on the show because he loves the show so much and he loves our interviews and he loves Surly Brewing and he wants them, he thinks it'd be great if they came on the show, interviewed as well. So, hey, cheers to you, Eric. Thank you for reaching out and doing that.
Yeah.
Anyone who wants to have a guest interview, send them an email, copy, add tapsofcraft@gmail.com as a CC. Let them know that, hey, you're a big fan of the podcast. They do interviews, and you would love to have whatever brewery interview as well. And if it happens, it happens. That'd be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, or if you have an in with the guy who owns the local brewery. Hey,
Yeah,
let's chat with him.
yeah,
We
yeah,
want to find out about we want to find out about those breweries out in those
yeah.
places where we don't hear from all the time.
Yeah, Batman Dan, if you have an in with an Alabama brewery you enjoy, let us know because I would love to hear about Alabama beer. So, how about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, also, being a former serviceman, I want to raise my glass and thank all those who have served and are currently serving in the U.S. military service, protecting our freedoms. Thank you for your service, and I hope all who are deployed are able to return home safely to your families very soon. We have no sponsor. Kris, are we going to get another sponsor or are we going to lay low for a little
We're gonna
while?
lay low for a little while,
Okay. All right.
unless
That sounds good.
unless she wants to hop back on and be like, "Hey, I'll sponsor the show again." But
Well, if we weren't running long, I was going to do a couple impromptu Tin Tacker openings because I am now I'm a paid subscriber to the Mini
whoa.
Tacker of the Month. I bought a year worth.
So wait, so does that mean you paid for a year worth of things like this
I did. Yeah, I
and
paid for a year.
things like this, which I
I
wouldn't have
did.
gotten unless you would have sent this to me, or you paid for things like this. Well, yeah,
Yes. Yes, I'm paying for that. Yeah, you should pay for it too. This Mini Tacker of the Month.
or
Yeah, you got all
this
kinds of them. Yeah.
or this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe
I-
you should put those on the wall, Kris, and not
Well,
just hanging
I
around.
mean, Denny, if you look at the wall,
Oh, you
plenty of
do have
them.
a full wall. Yeah, you have a
There's
full
plenty of
wall.
them up
Wow.
there.
Look at that
So,
wall. That's beautiful.
it's I'm running out of space here. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll
Well,
just
I,
have
I
to.
did subscribe. I also, while I subscribed, I said, you know what? They're having a deal for a $10 mystery tacker. I said,
Ooh.
send me a mystery tacker for $10. It's worth it. So I have 2 boxes I need to open, but we'll do that another time. Or I might just,
Hey,
hold
listen,
off.
you want to open them on the show? Go right ahead. We can do that. You want to hold off and just do it on your own time? You can do
I
that
want to
too.
hold off because I don't know how long I can make it before I have to go and, take care of business. So let's hold off on opening.
Well,
But
I don't
I
mean
want
today. Maybe on another episode because I know what you're talking about.
to, yeah, but I do want to say that 10tackers.com was a great sponsor. Go out there and support Jen at 10tackers.com. Buy some stuff. She was one of our, probably our best sponsor we've had in over 10 years.
Yeah.
And they do have a great service in that Mini Tacker of the Month Club. So, you can be like me and go and join for a year. You
Yep.
get a Mini Tacker in your
Yeah.
mailbox every month, a mystery.
Make your walls
Um,
happy.
yeah, make your walls happy. And as long as she keeps it active, use Tap to Craft, all one word, Tap to Craft on your checkout. You'll save 10% on your order, even if
Yeah.
it's on sale. I
Yeah.
mean, come on, it's a great
Did
deal.
that work for your
Yeah.
year-long subscription?
No, not the year-long subscription. That
Uh,
doesn't count. Yeah, it's
Fair
only,
enough. Fair enough.
yeah, yeah. Okay, it is. Oh wait, and you can find the beers mentioned on the show on our show notes, located on the show post at taptocraft.com. And it is last call. I got one little sip left. Time
Same.
to bring this show to a close. We want to thank
It
you for
smells so
downloading.
good.
Yeah, it does. And listening. We ask you to please tell a friend and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. And as a reminder, we release a new show every 2 weeks. Now go out there and spread the good word of craft beer. Cheers.
Cheers.